Okay, so now we've got a really good database. We've taken the time to create good master tables, mini tables, link them, change the properties, the field types. We created queries, forms, reports. And again, going forward is just practice. You have to just look into different functionality, different features, and make it your own. So let's have a look at something that is really value added. It's not a necessity, but it's a really great thing to have. Now imagine that when I open up Access, this is what I'm going to see. Now I could set Access up to open up a particular form automatically or a particular table, and you're going to see that in the very last tutorial, setting up properties. But sometimes you want to see a dashboard, and a dashboard is simply that first menu that is highly customized for the user that allows you to navigate from one place to another. Similar to, let's say, SAP has a nice logo in the front, some cues for help, and different areas of the system you can go into. So I'm going to show you how to create one. So first of all, the dashboard is just a form. So in the Create tab, click on Form Design. Now you have to kind of play with this screen size later on, to make it exactly the way it'll fit onto your monitor. And if your users are going to be using this on different sizes of monitors, then you can certainly make one that fits on all, and not too big, not too small. So have a look. This is my canvas, and first of all, I'm going to insert my company logo like we usually do. And because I used it before, it would be in my image gallery. And if it's not, you can certainly go to Insert Image or this button and browse and put it in. So I want my company logo right about here, and I want to put in a welcome message. So click on the label, click here and say welcome to order tracker. That's it. That's all I want to put. You can put all sorts of words if you like. I'll make it a little bit bigger, just maybe to size 14. You can put a more elaborate welcome message. You can put copyright information down at the bottom if you like. And we'll put in copyright send call Inc. So you can customize it. Now, so here's what I want to do. I want to put some buttons here that will allow me to navigate to various places. So for example, I might have a button that takes me directly to Order Master, another button that takes me to Driver Master. I can have different groupings of buttons that'll take me to different reports, different queries, even directly to tables, and in fact I can create a help screen as well. So it's very similar to creating a website, a bunch of pages that are hyperlinked together. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's do our first one. Click this button in the Design tab and click over here. Now the first thing it's going to ask is, what is it that you want to do? Well, we want to do a form operation that opens a form. So when I click the button, it's going to open a form. Click Next. Which form is it going to open? Order Master. Next. Now this is important. Do you want to open the form to show specific data, or do you want to open a form that shows all the records? So on a dashboard, you do want to see all of the records. This option here is if you put the button to go from one form to another. So let's say you were looking at a bring a order for Walmart, order number 234. If you want to go straight to the driver for that particular record, you can click this option here. But in our case, we want this one. Click Next. What do you want the button to look like? Again, this picture doesn't mean anything to us. So let's put this and call it Order. Just put Orders. Next. And the name is that. Click Finish. And you've got yourself a button. And I like to make my buttons look exactly the same. And again, you could go to Format, use different styles, and choose various different color schemes for your buttons as well. So I don't know. Let's try that one. Okay. Now we're going to put a second button. So Design tab. Button, click, Form Operations, open a form, next, and this time let's open up the Driver Master, all the records, and call this Drivers. Click Next, and Finish. There we go. Now I can just move that over, make it look the same. And again, if you want, if you have a lot of different objects or images, you can make them look exactly the same size by right-clicking on the first one, going to Properties, and it will actually give you the size. Right? You can just copy and paste the height and the width and make it exact. So I'm going to leave that one like that, and maybe format it for a slightly different color. Let's go with green this time. Okay. Now I'm going to do another button. Design, button, click here, and this time I want to go to miscellaneous and I want to run a query. So next, which query? So when I click the button, it'll automatically run, let's say, high value sales, and we'll call it high value sales. And yeah, instead of HIGH, I just put high because that's a company thing. Okay, so click, we got ourselves a button. I'll leave it at that. Another one, button. This time I want report operations and I want a preview report. So don't say print report because you won't see it. It's going to go straight to the printer, okay? Forget about mail report. Open report is fine, but that's just going to open it in design view. So let's go preview report. And you could also do send report to file. So that could send it directly to, I suppose, a Word document or an Excel file or so on. And you can experiment with that. So let's do preview report next. Which report? Let's do high value report next. And let's do high value report next and finish. So there's my report. And again, you decide how you want these things to look. You want them to look exactly the same. Line them up and use the dots on the screen. Okay, so I'm gonna go and put a whole bunch of buttons and we're gonna come back and have a look. Okay, so what I've done is I've put buttons for each of my forms, buttons for a couple of my queries, and buttons for all of my reports. So I'm going to go back to design and maybe use some rectangles or lines and just kind of group these together. So you can arrange them any way you like, left or right, side by side, up and down, vertical, whatever you like, okay? Make it as aesthetic as you want. And again, try to respect the company image. If there's a color scheme or so on, or you want to keep it in line with what other systems look like, just try to do that. So let's just experiment with this. Let's see what we can do. And I'm going to right click in this space, fill back color, and let's make it some sort of a unique color that's contrasting. I don't know. Let's see, let's use that one. Okay, that looks okay, a little bit too colorful, but that's okay. So let's save it and give it a name. We'll call this dashboard, and it will be a form. Just remember that, right? Dashboard. Let's take a look. It looks like this. So a little bit of cleaning up to do, but take a look. If I click orders, it will take me to the orders form, and then I put a close button here and it takes me back. So as long as dashboard is open, wherever you go, you click close, it'll close it. Drivers, I'm there, look at it, close it. The only thing is, when you go to queries, of course, you can't really put a button here to close it. You just have to know to click this X to close the query. Reports, let's preview it. Good to go. I looked at it. Close print preview, and you're back. Really, really nice way to customize a system. Now, you can also put a few notes next to here explaining what each of these items is. And I'll show you one more thing. Let's close this, and I'm going to create another form using form design. And let's just keep it about that big. And guess what I'm going to call this one? Support. Now let's take a look. Click, format, let's make it a little bit bigger, 26, and it's going to be my support screen. So I like systems that always give you help in case you have to troubleshoot, right? So what kind of support do we want to give? I don't know, let's put some words. In order to use this system, you will need PDF reader. This can be downloaded from www.adobe.com. And again, you can put a hyperlink in here if you like. Highlight, go here and type in www.adobesystems.com. Now click OK, and that will become a hyperlink. So now you notice that it put the link down at the bottom. If you really want it to be in here, you'd have to create a separate label using this button and just join it together. Okay. Now I could have more context sensitive help here. I could have images, I could have downloads, I can link to different resources that somebody might need. You make it your own, right? So right click, fill back color. Let's make it a slightly different color. See what happens. Okay. Save it. Give it a name called support. And close it. So let's go back to the dashboard, which I spelt wrong. So right click, rename, put the H in there, and double click on it. Go back to design view, and let's add a button. So button, down here, it's a form operation, open form, Click next, support next, call this support or help, and finish. And there we go. Where do you want to position it? Maybe down here. Actually, you know what? Maybe down here. And we'll leave the button exactly the way it is. So save it. And I'm going to close it. And we forgot to do a thing, didn't we? Go to support, design view, and let's add a button down here that will actually close the form. So form operations, close form. Next, close, I think is a good word for that. And finish. And I think we were making our buttons black for this one. There we go. Perfect. Save it. Close it. And let's see if it works. Dashboard. I want to go to support. Yep, good. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, perfect. Close it and it takes you back. Nice little tool to have. Okay, so let's close this. And you want to experiment and make it your own.